We can do a lot of cool things with HMIs and SCADAs, but sometimes we just need to relay a really basic message to the operator. And I saw one of these Banner SD50s and it was like, I've got to showcase them. So I've mounted to my trainer and I haven't actually used it yet, but I thought I'd hit the record button because at least the way I look at it, it seems like it should be very intuitive. So I've gone to Banner's website and went to the SD50 status display. And if I scroll down just a bit, then we have downloads. And down in there, we're going to find the SD50 IO-Link AOI. And this is what we're going to use in Studio 5000 to control this. So I'm going to go ahead and download it. And then in Studio 5000, I just have one of our default trainer programs. This is the one that I usually use in the video trainer on a training week. And there's my IO-Link configured. And I've unplugged my encoder and just simply plugged in the Banner display line. So I know my data is going to be around 50, which we have IO-Link videos to talk about how I know that. But for this one, I just want to focus on, can I make this display something really fast? Because I have a really cool application for it here at the training center, and I want to show you that at the end of the video. Once you've downloaded the file, go ahead and extract it. If we go inside of it, we have some optional AOIs, but then we have the process data AOI, and that's what let's start with. So let's double click on it, and we're going to double click on the SD50. And if we go down a little bit, it's going to walk us through first installing the add-on instruction. We're going to go to Studio 5000, and then right up for IO configuration, you're going to see assets. And if we open up assets, then there's our add-on instructions. So I'm going to right-click Add-on Instructions and Import. And then I'm going to find the Banner L5X file underneath our Process Data AOI. I'm going to select it and open. And so that's going to bring in our add-on instruction. Now, always check your instructions to make sure they don't want you to do something special here, because we can do some really cool find and replaces. But in the case of this Banner one, it does just tell us to go ahead and import it. So I'm going to import it on in. And then I'm going to go up and open my main routine, which this has a bunch of instructions on how our trainers ship. But I'm just going to drop a new rung right at the top of this. And then on our add-on tab, we now see our Banner SD50 instruction. So we're going to drop that in, and let's go back and check our instructions out. And so it's telling us to go ahead and create tags. So yeah, we can do that. Let's go back over here. And I'm going to call this my Banner Display AOI. And after we type words, we're going to right-click those words, New. And since it's an add-on instruction, it knows we need a user-defined data type here. The Banner is already determined for us. So we'll hit Create on that. And then we have our PDIO, and that's our process data. That's where we're going to find all the cool bells and whistles. So I'm simply going to call this my Banner Display. And then we'll right-click it, New, and Create. So that's those two. And so next, all right, it's telling us we has an, and I really like that they have this built in. We have an option for a byte swap, and I don't know if I need it or I don't need it yet. And then we have an operating mode, which I believe I probably can just stay at 0. So I'm going to put both of these at 0s. I'm not even going to create tags for them. So we'll put this at 0. And then we'll put this one at 0. And okay, slow down, because I know now you want to hit the finalize button because you're like, oh, this is exciting. I want to see it work. But all this does is get everything set up and ready to copy into our IO links. So now if we go down just a little bit more, we see we need a CPS instruction. And in this case, we do need to use the CPS instruction because our data could change in the middle of it. Now, if you're using Banner's IO link, then they actually are showing you here port 1's at 181, 215. Now we're actually using a different one here. So I know that ours is going to start at 50. So we're going to go find our process data, which I call Banner Display .transfer data 0. And I'm going to go over here to my file miscellaneous, and there we'll have our CPS instruction. And we are going to find the banner display. So I'm just going to drag it over. And then we'll hit our arrow. And we should see our transfer data with the arrow by it. And then we want 0. And then we're going to point that into our IO link. And my IO link is not very originally called IO link. Then we're going to want the :O dot data bracket 50. And then for the link, it says we want 30. Oh, okay. I'm glad I did decide to pop over here and look at this. It says the size to be copied is 32 bytes. Now you need to pay attention to what type of IO link setup you have. So over here, if I mouse over my IO link, these are integers, which means they're 2 bytes apiece. So while it's saying 32, I need to set that at 16. And then I believe that is it, because the next thing they have is about enabling the output if you're actually using the banner IO link master, but I don't think I need that. So now I am going to hit the finalize button on this. And then we're going to right click our banner display and monitor it. And I'll open the arrow by it. And I would assume I'm going into run. Okay, and we have run display text. And so I'm going to hit that. And we're just going to type subscribe. And if I have magically somehow done everything right, when I hit the OK button here, oh, it almost shows subscribe. Let me see if I can get you a little bit better view of this, because this is actually a really good lesson. I should use this in one, but we almost say subscribe, but notice we're saying SUBS. So this is an excellent example of a swap byte. So if we go back and we go to our main program, that's what this swap byte is for. So I'm going to start a run edit here. I'm going to stick a 1 in that swap byte. And now when I hit this finalize button, that's going to make it say subscribe, which is really cool. And we need this in our training center. So let me show you how I'm going to use this. So one thing we're always struggling with here at the training center is with all these traders, when we're ready to leave in the evening, it's like, did we turn everything off? So first of all, now I can see, well, there you go. And that just threw me off. I was expecting station 9 to be on. That's the one that I just recorded this video on, and the unfamiliar machine to be on because I hadn't turned it off. But station 2 apparently is on. So if I walk down here, then sure enough, I forgot to turn station 2 off. So I'll turn that station off. And so this will help us. It should go blank at the end of the day. But also in the morning, we have a lot of checks we have to do to make sure things are ready for the particular day. So I'm going to start kicking devices on. And right now it's warning us about devices that are on. But as more devices start coming on, it should start warning me about devices that are off. So there we go. We just switched over to warning me about ones that are off. The Micro 50 and the Siemens trainers haven't quite came on yet. Okay. Looks like it's about all on, but when it's all ready to go, we should get green lights across the front of it. And that should happen about now. Whoa. I didn't know I was going to get that timing good. So this is a really cool display. When we don't need a full-blown HMI, we just need to say a few words to help signal the operator or signal maintenance of what needs done.